The most powerful tool that I think I have in my personal toolbox to help with um, my growth is definitely Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian mantra that goes, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. It's been adapted over the past few decades by different teachers, and different people practice it in different ways. How I like to practice it is to really help me um, soften in my tight spaces. This is especially appropriate when I am thinking of characteristics that I feel is limiting me, or struggles that I have that I feel is holding me back. Say, for instance, procrastination. I have a struggle with procrastination. It's so much better than it used to be. But sometimes it's sort of like, if only I didn't get so overwhelmed and procrastinate on things like big projects or things that are very new and I'm not familiar with, or have to learn a lot of new and difficult things. It's very common for us to judge those characteristics of ourselves, instead of really embrace them, incorporate them, and help them heal. What I really like about Ho'oponopono and its foundation, a radical responsibility, is that it embraces these parts of us as something we have created, and only we have responsibility and ability to heal. So I would start with saying, I love you. To that part, say procrastination, that part of me that sees that created procrastination is a coping mechanism, and that I use to feel safe or secure, or make the world predictable. And coping mechanisms are just that. They help us survive up to this time. They help us feel safe. They help us cope with a world that is overwhelming. They're not bad. They're wonderful things that have brought us to the place where we are at. But sometimes we feel like this coping mechanism is now becoming a limitation. And that's where this unconditional love and acceptance of Ho'oponopono comes in. It's not, I love you, but I wish you were better. I love you, but I wish you were not lazy. I love you, but I wish you were not overwhelmed. I love you, but I wish you wouldn't put things off until the last minute. Just, I love you, and fully embracing that part of you and fully accepting it. And this is maybe the hardest part of Ho'oponopono. To say, I will not hate you. I will not reject you. I will not try and change you. I will just love this part of me. And then when you've really grounded yourself into that place, which can take a while, to move on to, I am sorry. And this brings a radical responsibility really to the fore of saying, I am sorry for whatever I did or did not do that brought me to this place where procrastination feels like the better alternative. I'm sorry for the decisions I made that brought me to this place. I am sorry for where we are at now. And even I am sorry for having rejected this part of me. I'm sorry for having despised this coping mechanism. Then you step into, please forgive me. And you kind of continue that thread of I'm sorry, that thread of radical responsibility, that thread of embracing. And basically you are addressing this part of you not as the adversary, but as an ally. Not as somebody who wanted to mean you harm, but that this characteristic was really something that you created with the purpose of protecting you. So he said, please forgive me for despising this thing about me that was actually quite great. Otherwise I wouldn't have created it. And then move through with that. I am the only one who can change this. I'm the only one, and I change it. I start by changing it, by embracing it. And not I embrace it so it can change, just I embrace this as a part of me. I acknowledge that it has served me. And that brings me to that fourth step, or the fourth phrase, and that's thank you. And it is, thank you for how you have protected me. Thank you for how you have served me. Thank you for how smart it was to have this thing that helped me cope. Thank you for creating a sense of safety when I didn't have other tools to create that safety. And just acknowledge that this thing about you that you might be despising has been serving you, has loved you in the best way it knew how. And just honor yourself that you did that. You created something that served you, that created safety for you. And just thank that part of you. And then you can bring it full circle again to, I love you. And I really think if you go through those steps, you get to the point where you're like, wow, I'm not that bad. And really love that part of you and embrace it in unconditional acceptance. And when you begin practicing Ho'oponopono, it could be really hard, especially when you face characteristics about yourself that you've felt is really hard to embrace. Maybe things that you felt were very negative or that you were very judgmental about. But it's exactly for that reason that this tool is so powerful. It helps you embrace all of your many parts, all of your many characteristics, and soften into those places where you can have compassion for yourself. And when we have compassion for ourselves, we bring ourselves to a sense of feeling more aligned, feeling more at peace. And then growth is so much easier and so much more possible. You can even start out with just maybe mumbling Ho'oponopono through grit teeth when you feel frustrated with yourself or frustrated with a situation, even if it's something completely outside of yourself. This is something that helps you move into that place of compassion and non-judgment. And that's the only place where we can grow and heal. So try Ho'oponopono today and see how it helps you and how it helps you soften and grow and accept yourself more fully.